That's right, I'm here to save the motherfucking day. Don't forget it. Alright, so a lot of you guys have been asking about investment opportunities in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm here to give you what knowledge I have for pretty much the next 4 to 5 months. I hope you guys actually pay attention to this video. Kind of going to give you guys a little bit to work with here. First off, understand that in order to make this worth your time, you're going to have to prepare yourself. And investing in anything isn't really easy by any stretch of the imagination for the large amounts of money it usually takes. You can do some effects of, I guess, preparing yourself in advance. You can do the cascading effect where whatever you take, just keep investing it back in, and you'll continuously grow. This isn't going to be a video about really buying cards from other people. These are just some overall investment opportunities. So, I'm one day late making this video for an opportunity that actually just passed. However, it's still important to talk about this because a lot of people don't think about this. So, yesterday was the final cutoff day for Apprentice Illusion Magician, which was the current Shonen Jump promo. That card will definitely 100% be at least $20. You have the collector's hype to back it up, and it's a Magician Girl card. There's absolutely no reason why that card shouldn't be more. So, your typical Shonen Jump subscription is $25.99. I actually did all my resubscriptions last, what was it, December? Got it for, I think, $19.99 a piece. Yes, I have 70 Shonen Jump subscriptions. Took a very long time to make that many emails. The site typically will filter you out after a certain amount. You wait a day and register more. There's also a code going around at the moment. You can get the price down to $20.99. I made 20 more accounts yesterday. It was like $400. So, for my investment of $1,400, actually I haven't spent like anything because my initial investment has been spinning around. Basically the first 10 subscriptions I started with. I have been paying for everything else because Persona Dragon was ridiculous. Every once in a while you get a promo, it's like, it's $10, you know, like Relink or Rebo, that Blackluster thing. But for $21 at this point in time, I get 70 Apprentice Magician Girls, which will pay for every one of those subscriptions. And I will be getting 2 more promos on the majority of those, and 20 more of another one after that. So, how do you turn $20 into potentially $40 to $50? It's very, very easy. It's a year-long investment, and without playing with the stock market, that seems like one of the easiest ways to make money. There will always be that one Shonen Jump card every cycle that will be absolutely ridiculous. The Blue Eyes was a good example. The Slifer was a fantastic example. And so many people are uneducated about Shonen Jump's online subscription. So easy. You literally just go on, pay your fucking monthly fees, and then you walk away. You're like, cool, my address is in the site. You mail me all these things. It was one mess up that Shonen Jump did to me. And it was so fucking weird. We resubscribed all 50 subscriptions. And I got one dystopia of my fucking 50. And I'm like, look guys, sent them an email, I'm like, look guys, I don't know how you fucked this up, but send me my other 49. And you know what? They did. I had no problems with them. I've heard a couple of horror stories from a few people magically not getting their cards. Make sure your fucking address is on point. See this red shirt? This red shirt? This is for Hot Fuego Fire investments. Alright? You guys have to understand this. You know, year-long investments are fucking very good if you can afford the capital to invest. Because once you get past the first hump, and the first hump breaks you even, then what are you worried about? You know, and if you're asking how to make alternate emails and other things like that, very easy. Just go to Gmail, have your cell phone reconfirm, have your friends help you make accounts. It's not a problem at all. And you can use the same address for everything. It's not a problem. Whatever misconceptions you've heard in the past, it's not an issue. So, Shonen Jump Alpha, subscriptions, monthly promos, one of the easiest ways in today's game to make money. Number 2, 55% of this community will not be able to do this. Actually, the statistic is probably higher. Getting product near cost. However, not every set is worth investing in. So, how do you go about getting product at cost? You really don't. You have to have a very good working relationship with the locals because they're going to be passing up profit. However, if you do get into one of these relationships and you happen to know how much product is at cost, then if you're buying a very large amount in consideration to them, you're also bringing their cost ceiling of their product down until X point. Now, I mean, you need to be talking a lot of money here, all right? And when I say not every Yu-Gi-Oh investment is good, core sets are fucking shit. I will not be the first one to tell you that. You know, ever since they've changed these rarities and things like that, you know, I had a friend of mine that went in on a bunch of cases of Dark Illusion after Desires spiked. And he, even though Desires was $80 a piece, he still lost money. That's with Crystal Wing in the set too. Keep that in mind. Not every single investment will be good. Random ass sets like the Megatons are very rewarding considering how low their cost is. And I'm talking about, you know, in order to build a relationship like this, the store needs to be still making some amount off of you to make worth their time, and you need to be putting up cash up front to handle such an investment. And like I said, a lot of people will not be able to do that. It's just one of those things that getting product near cost is very, very crucial to making money. And it's very important to understand that, you know, I'm not taking anything away from stores. Some stores will fucking charge way too goddamn much, you know? If a store's selling you a box at $70 to $75, that's pretty okay. You know, that locals cares about you. I mean, you gotta understand that you have to help pay for their overhead. You know, they're giving you a place to play. You know, if they're open 7 days a week, then, you know, that's a lot of cost maintenance. You know, they got to take care of the employees. Even if it's volunteer time, you know, those employees are helping out for really nothing. You have to understand that, yeah, because you think that locals is overpriced, they're still pricing things decently to pay for their general overhead cost. So keep that in mind. But you become one of those people that can develop a relationship like this, you can definitely get yourself into a very good situation with certain releases. Like I said, not every release is a good release. Oh my god. Premium Gold's been okay. I'm not going to be the first one to tell you that you don't make... If you're going to have ambitions about this game, you have to understand that you don't make money on high-end cards. If you're going to make money, it is all the little cards that sit around over time. And it's actually kind of ridiculous. A lot of foreign sales that a lot of companies have, and a lot of other things. It might just be purchasing commons. You know, obviously that postage helps take care of a little bit of the alleviation of things like that. But it's important to realize, whew, you know, like, you're not making money on those high-end cards. You know, like, you might be paying $20 for a card worth $25. You know, like, you're still paying X amount. You know, you might be buying it at the regional to sell it at the regional, make your quick $5 turnaround, and call it a day there if you're vending the event. You know, that's if you're working a storefront. I'm not talking about backpack vendors. No, we are not. So, just a little bit of insight inside of the mentality. Obviously, product near cost is one of the more important things. Megatins is a very solid investment if near cost. This one, you have to understand, Pot of Desires, Nistis, all the promos, and if those promos pay for your megatins, then all those packs you're opening are pure profit. And you should hypothetically be able to make anywhere near double what you spent. So if it's a very good release, depending on how things are going, you might be making near however much you spent. Now, you have to spend enough money to make it matter. I'm talking about in the thousands. So, keep that in mind. And before some magic pixie fairy comes onto this channel and says, "Oh, you're spending all this money on card games, why aren't you buying shirts?" I was enjoying my ragged shirts, and then people told me I needed to start getting appropriate. I love you guys. I do. You guys are some of the nicest people out there. Transforming ragged-ass Robbie into a hot, fiery tomato Robbie. So, remember, guys, Shonen Jump Alpha subscriptions, they're very, very, very important. And developing relationships with locals is also very important. Like I said, I think 55% was too low. Probably should be like 95%. Won't be able to get it, but just my 2 cents, guys. So, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Don't be horrified or turned away by the Shonen Jump Alpha stories you might have heard throughout the past. They've been very good to me, and I don't see any problem. It's so much good money to be made there. Alright, guys, I'm out. Peace. That's not all, folks. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please check out my Cardfight Vanguard channel, VanCole40. You guys will get an insight on our playtesting sessions. And please check out the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. That way you guys can follow the House of Champions and MCole40 interactions. Please check out MCole Games for all of your guys' trading card game needs. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please check out my Patreon in the description. Every bit helps to the creation of these videos. One step at a time in improvement, and that's the goal of this channel. Alright guys, have a good time, and thanks for watching.